Hello everybody. I'm Freddie Gold and I'm your instructor for family communication. It will probably help if I look into the camera. This is about the fourth time that I've tried to make this video, so I'm going to simplify it as much as I can, and hopefully my dogs won't interrupt it, or the telephone won't ring, or somebody won't come to the door, and I'll be able to get all the way through everything. I just wanted to be able to give you an experience of seeing me in person and listening to me talk so that we can make a good connection here. My goal in the class is to be able to really help you to gain information that you can use lifelong for yourself. It's a fun class. To start out with, if this is your first time taking a Blackboard class, I really highly recommend that you read all of the information which is here. If you've taken several, you probably still want to glance over the information because every class is different. And the way the instructor sets it up can be different, and it takes a little bit of effort in order to be able to figure out how this one works. In addition, this is a speech class, which is actually done online. And because it is done that way, there are certain things you have to do which go beyond some of the technical things that you might not have to do in another class. Even so, it's pretty easy. So I want to begin by telling you that the textbook for the class is Family Communication, Cohesion and Change, and it's the 8th edition. Some of you may have the 7th edition, and you probably can take the class with the 7th edition. There are 2 chapters in the 8th edition which are different than the one in the 7th edition. I do cover all of the material, though, basically that are in either one of these texts, so I think you should be okay if you do have the 7th edition. On the supplementary reading, this is a book that I have written, and it deals with relationships, it deals with marriage, it deals with the role that women have played throughout the centuries and how that has impacted marriage depending on what time in history it actually was. I go into explaining and talking about the globalization of our relationships, which includes what you do on the internet, people that you meet there. Sometimes you get married to somebody you meet on the internet. And I also talk about pornography and a number of other areas which are widely available to students today. When you read the text, there are some scenarios in it, and the scenarios depict various things that I'm talking about in the book. And some of them are a little provocative. This is an adult class, so it's something that will help you to get a better understanding of different segments of our society. There are 2 questions, or 2 assignments I should say, that come from that particular text, and all the rest of the assignments come from your main text in the classroom. On the screen that you have, probably to your left, is a menu, and the menu includes a number of different links which I want to just comment briefly on. First of all, the announcements link. I always post on the announcements what's coming up next, and sometimes what's expected, and any other kinds of announcements that might have to do with the college or that might be of interest to you that are happening at the same time that we're taking this class. In the content area is the list of all of the assignments themselves, the description of those assignments. It's also a place where I may post written lectures, and it's a place where I will give feedback from time to time on how you're doing or what can help you to do better on each of your posts that will enable you to get more points or not lose some points. Excuse me. In course information, I highly recommend that you read the entire thing. It starts out with the syllabus, which of course has all the pertinent class information, and then it goes down into the actual assignments and how many points there are for each one of them, and then that is followed by an assignment schedule, which is broken down into the individual assignments. Your assignments come either in a unit, in which case each unit will have 3 to 4 assignments. All of them will be due at the same time. Please don't wait until the night before to try to do that, because you won't be able to do it effectively. As soon as the assignment is posted, and they are available to you, you want to start reading it and do one at a time, maybe one every 2 or 3 days until you get it done. You do need to respond to your classmates in your group at least 2 times to 2 different people. Sometimes you are talking just to your group. Sometimes you are talking to anybody in the classroom. On the discussion board, you'll see the name of the assignment that you need to do, and then you will also see after it group 1, group 2, or group 3. Sometimes it will say all groups. Sometimes it will say group 2 and 3, or group 1 and 2. And it depends on whatever is said there that determines how you're actually going to respond and where you're actually going to respond. I have you divided up into groups, so on your menu where it says groups, if you take a look at that, go in there and then just look through the groups and find your name so that you know which group you're going to be in. You will be in this group for the entire semester. However, that said, there are 2 group assignments in the class. When you do these group assignments, I will put you in teams. The teams will be different than your groups. Try not to get the 2 of them confused. When you do a team assignment, it will be fewer people. You're working on a presentation together. You're definitely having to coordinate with one another. You will each have a team page. Each team will have a team page so that you can go on there. You can exchange files on there. There's a chat room on there. You can actually talk and work out the group assignment together. Group assignments are very, very common in classes like this. It is required in most classes. And if you were doing it on campus, you would meet in a breakout room, or you'd have to meet at home, or meet on the telephone. You can also do all of that if you're all available to one another. But most of the time, you'll be talking right here online on the team page. All right, so I've covered the group page, I've covered content, course information, the announcement page, and the discussion page. So that's pretty much everything which is involved in the class, that you really want to know about. Again, if you read through that course information, you're going to find most of the information that you need. I strongly recommend that you read the instructor feedback that I do provide, because it will give you a lot of clues on how to do better or not lose points that you may be losing. It's pretty simple if you follow the instructions to really be able to do very effectively in the class. As far as grading goes, you can check your grades, and you simply go to Tools, then look for Grades or My Grades, however it's listed, and then it will tell you when you open it up of the assignments which have been completed, how many points you got on that assignment or in that particular unit or on that special assignment that's there. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with the work that we have. You can really look forward to the final assignment, which means a lot, or has meant a lot, to most of my students since 2001. So I hope you enjoy it. If you would like to get in touch with me, if you have a problem and you don't want to use Class Talk, where you can post a question for me, you can use the email address which is in the syllabus. That's the fastest and the easiest way to reach me. You can also use the campus email, but sometimes that gets lost in the mass of messages that are there, so I would recommend that you use the address which I've put in for you on the syllabus. I think I've pretty much covered most of it. There is an icebreaker on the discussion board. It's called What's in a Name? It's a really good way to start out the class and get a feeling for the names of the other people who are in the class and what they think about them. And that kind of plays into the final assignment in the class that we have, which involves genealogy. So I think that by the time you get through with this, you will really have some tools that will enable you to speak more effectively, to interact more effectively, and to know more, especially about your romantic relationships, and be able to be very happy about those things that you do learn. So all of that said, I look forward to working with you and seeing you, so enjoy your day, and I will be talking to you probably pretty soon. Bye-bye.